everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another one of our course vlogs. Hey, we're out here at the Costa Mesa Country Club and we're playing the longer of the two courses, Los Lagos this time. And if you're new to the channel, please click the subscribe button down below. I'd love to have you come back week after week for some more golf. And at the end of the video, if you like it, please don't forget to smash that like button. It really does help me out. Let me know you're out there. Stay tuned. The first hole is a par 5 and it backs up with the second hole of par 5. Let's get after it. Here we go. Alrighty, like I said, the first of back-to-back par 5s and 5 total par 5s on the golf course here. This is a awesome municipal golf course located just a few miles off the beach. So the main defense of the course is the wind that you're going to see generally picking up in the late morning to mid-afternoon and will sustain through the entire afternoon. You're looking at easily a 15 to 20 yard wind straight into your face here on the long straightaway par 5 first. No other trouble except for that green side bunker to deal with, so you can just stripe one right down the middle or really anywhere down the left, right, or center, and you can chase your ball and get some sort of a shot to get it up here close next to the green. Now with 250 into the hole, that there was a full 2-iron trying to keep it down under the tree line and under the wind. It did knock it down though, just short left, and I was looking at a nice easy up and down here for my birdie, but I did not hit a good chip shot at all, and I left myself up on top of the hole, and you're about to see one of the other defenses of this golf course. Very slick and treacherously sloped greens. If you're up above the hole, good luck sinking a putt and getting it close. Left it 6 feet away there and missed the comeback par putt for a quick bogey right out the gate. But luckily, you're facing another par 5, nearly identical at 533 yards. This one's actually got a little bit of trouble off the tee with the bunker down the right. I mean, a little, that thing is absolutely tiny. Coming over the bunker though, it's on the top of a little bit of a crest. It's going to drop down to the bottom of the valley, I guess you could call it. I mean, we're talking 5 or 6 feet of elevation here, maybe 10 at the most. It is enough, though, that when you're around 100 yards here, the green will be blind to your approach. You're going to have to be playing a precise shot here. A lot more trouble front left and long left. And if you miss this thing long right, it's going to jettison back onto that road and out of bounds. The good thing is I've played this course a lot, probably over 100 to 200 times, and there's another one striped right down the middle. I knew I could just chase it and hit it again. Here with the 4-iron, it should be a perfect distance, but it's a little bit up the hill into this green, and the wind is still a factor, kind of coming off the right. It's still going to hurt a little bit here, and yep, left it right there in the front green side bunker. But a nice up and down for birdie would be awesome. A little bit chunky out of the bunker there and left myself a little bit longer birdie putt than I would ideally like. But it's still a look. Let's see if we can roll this long one in. Well, in the end, it's just our first comfy tap-in par of the round, and we're on to the number 1 handicap, and it is quite possibly the most difficult hole on the golf course, but recently a big tree blocking the middle of the fairway has come down in the last year, and now this difficult par 4 is relatively simple. The tree used to be blocking here at about 130 yards on the left-hand side, effectively making this a dogleg around the limbs overhanging the fairway, but now it's wide open coming into this green. The green is a little bit elevated and drops off on all sides. You've got those 2 greenside bunkers that are deep, protecting the front, and if you're over the back, it's going to be a steep drop-off. This is a little bit left off the tee, and this normally would have been trouble behind the tree, but luckily there's nothing there anymore, so I can just hoist my gap wedge here up and onto the green. Now, this is playing downwind and uphill, so you really got to judge the ball and how much it's going to launch when it's up there in the air. My ball hit the green and big bounce to the back of it here to the fringe. I did have a putt at it though, and just another lagged one up there for another comfy tap in par. This here, the fourth hole is the first par 3 of the day, and we're going to spin back around and face right back into the wind. Typically, it might be coming down the angle of the cart path, but it's certainly going to be hurting here with this elevated and treacherous green with a big, big false front. Now here, my 7-iron is my 190-yard club, trying to play that 175 number, and I just tugged it a little bit here into the front left rough, but it was pin high and was the correct number off the tee, and let's hit a good chip shot here. Almost able to get that chip shot to land, but in the end, it's just another comfy tap-in par, and we're on to the fifth hole here, a very short par 4, but in fact, not the shortest we're going to see. That's coming up on number 8. Here at 354 yards, you're going to have a decision to make. You should lay it up here to these bunkers and up onto the plateau as it drops severely down the hill here, down to about 15 feet, and then back up to the green. So the green is elevated with the fairway area back behind it. Now, I wasn't playing in the city championship, so I took my driver and gave it a go. I had some wind at my back and decided to send it on down there, and you can see the severe slopes I'm talking about. I am short left of the green, almost next to the following tee box, and this is just a nice chunky chip up the hill to about 3 feet, and this slippery birdie putt was amazingly slippery. And I don't take any of my time clicking it back to myself because I gave myself the par. I was so frustrated there. It is what it is. We're on to the third par 5 in the first 6 holes. You really got to take advantage right out of the clubhouse here. Make sure you warm up before you go. Now this par 5 is awesome and almost a carbon copy of number 14 on the back. 545 yards wrapping around the out of bounds area on the left-hand side, that canal. And if you can hit your drive properly to the corner here, you're going to have a look at this awkward approach shot. The hill is another dramatic slope, dropping about 25 feet in front of the green. So you want to lay it back to about 100 yards into the green to 150 to give yourself a flat lie and a good look into this plateau green up on top of the hill. Now, coming off that short miss putt on the last hole, I decided to send the driver once again big time up and over the corner. This worked out perfectly, leaving myself just under 240 yards. And with the wind at my back, I sent my 220-yard 5-iron up into the air, knowing it's going to get pushed all the way there, landing just on the front of the green and releasing out to the middle. I got 30 feet for eagle. Not a great putt there, but 3 feet up the hill here for birdie. Let's clean it up and get back to even par. Birdie. Alrighty, able to get the birdie finally on the par 5, bringing it back to even par for the day. And we're on here to the beautifully treacherous hole number 7. This is where the course gets its name, Los Lagos. Can't miss it left, you can't miss it right, and you'll be wet. Get your number correct on this long par 3. Luckily, we were playing today with the tees up. 1 box, 177 yards to a front hole location for me. With a quartering breeze, this is just going to play pretty much a true number. A nice 175-yard 8-iron for me, pin high. Another look at birdie, but a very slippery area here by the hole location. And it's just going to be a comfy tap-in par to validate the birdie on the last hole. And here we're on to the shortest par 4 on the entire golf course. The 8th hole here plays 308 yards from the tips. And today we're going to be playing just a little bit up again as they're growing in the farthest tee box for the tournament coming up. Now, dropping severely down to the bottom of the hill, you're probably going to be laying up here onto the sloped fairway and back up to the top of the hill for the green, protected severely by all of those bunkers. Now, I was trying to hit some kind of a weird tee shot here, and I completely came out of it. A big old slice over to the right, but luckily, when you play this golf course enough, you know where to miss it, right? It's kind of the local knowledge, should I say. You can see I'm here in front of the 9th tee box. And with about 70 yards up the hill, I'd caught a little bit of a chunky lie there out of the rough, and it just came up short here on the fringe. And I got a delicate little chip shot here down the hill. Look at how much slope this green sits on. It just keeps on rolling and rolling and rolling. And that's a tough and tricky little 5-footer, but luckily it is straight back up the hill. Let's knock it in. There we go. Those are the type of putts that just keep a round going. Now here, the 9th hole coming right off of Fairview Park. We're going to play another mid-size par 4 here at 350 yards, dropping back down the hill and coming back up just like the 8th hole in the previous. But this time, the tee shot is protected on the right side by that lake. It's certainly going to come into play if you're hitting a long driver off the tee. So for me, I like to use a long iron, like a 4 or 5 iron off the tee, and leave myself a nice 100 yards into this green, relatively flat as compared to most of this golf course. Well, there's that 4 iron off the tee. It should be about 235 yards. At least that's how much I have in my head that club should go. Nice 101 left to a back hole location here. I'm going to saw off my gap wedge. I love to take a little bit off that and hit it exactly 100 yards. And it came up properly. All right, another 8 to 10 feet underneath the hole. Let's see if we can roll this in going under par into the back 9.
Let's go dancing all the way there.
It bounced right off the face.
God, dude. Anybody else frustrated by MUNI greens? Well, don't forget to smash that like button down below. We'll see you next time. Later.